Hello and welcome once again to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And in these videos we are taking a look at Sonic the Hedgehog figures from Jakks Pacific based on the Sonic 3 movie. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun, and as a die-hard Sonic fan, it was just a brilliant kick of nostalgia, especially introducing Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, there is one more figure that I want to pick up from this line, and that is Knuckles, but I don't yet have it. So let's have a look at the first four that I managed to pick up. Of course, the first one that we've got is Sonic. The main guy is Sonic. Now, the thing that did interest me about these figures is that you can see there they've got 22 points of articulation. So they are pretty articulated for a relatively cheap figure to pick up. I think these retail at about £15 each. You can pick them up from places like Smith's and Amazon, etc. But they're a pretty affordable figure, so they're good for both collectors and for kids to play with as well. They're a good representation of the characters from the film, and if you're a action figure collector like myself, then these obviously fit into your collection quite nicely. And if you just want to pick them up to just play around and, you know, mimic what it is that you've seen in the films, then they are good for that as well, because 22 points of articulation is quite a lot for a figure of this price. The actual paintwork and the application of the paintwork is all very nice. The eyes aren't painted. They've got kind of like a glossy look. They're kind of sunken in a little bit and they've got like a glossy look to them. But yeah, what a cool Sonic figure. What a really cool Sonic figure. Now, I haven't added Sonic to my collection yet because I've kind of been looking for a decent Sonic to represent him. And although he doesn't look completely game accurate, this is obviously movie accurate. And a lot of my collection is made up of films and media that I've kind of watched or played. And yeah, so Sonic, for me, it was a case of when I saw these advertised, I was like, that's the Sonic collection that I want to have. And especially considering it's quite a relatively small collection as well. You've got Sonic, you've got Tails, you've got Shadow, and of course you've got Knuckles as well. And they've done the Supersonic one. Now, there are other figures available. There are light-up figures. There are figures that have got kind of different different kind of features to them and stuff. And you can get a Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik as well. But that one didn't appeal to me as much because the scale didn't quite work. It's the same scale as these figures. So the kind of human figure is as tall as the hedgehogs. And obviously in the film, that isn't true. So the figures in the line aren't necessarily in scale with each other. The Robotnik figure should have been a little bit bigger, but if you're a 1/6 collector, you collect kind of your bigger action figures, this Sonic figure pretty much fits in with those. It's pretty much in scale. The articulation points are all very nice. You can get him into a whole bunch of different poses, and I think that's the real surprise element to this figure, is that the amount of articulation that you have with it, matched with the decent paintwork and the way that they've done the eyes, really make these a good figure for the price point. Of course, they are, I think these are aimed at both adult collectors and people playing with toys, like kids playing with toys, because they do fit into both brackets. You know, the price point is definitely at the more affordable kind of toy range, but the articulation, the paintwork and the sculpting definitely fall into that kind of action figure collector range. And I have no shame at all adding these to my collection. I've got all sorts of things in my collection, so adding Sonic and his powers to my collection is no problem at all. But these are great. I think they're well worth picking up, and why they're in the stores, definitely worth getting hold of. Yeah, Sonic. Tune in for some of the other videos. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.